Today's episode is brought to you by Mazars. SoundCartel. From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. To cut through the abundance of seemingly non-stop advertising is one thing. To stand out from your direct competitors is another, and requires a powerful message, prompting your audience to take direct action. Tom Poland has 4 decades of sales and marketing experience. He's authored several books on marketing. His latest is titled Other People's Networks, and he's the founder of Leadsology. Tom explains his formula to master the marketing message shortly. First, Chris Ashmore asks Tom, what do most businesses get wrong when it comes to marketing?
The number one thing that comes to mind is throwing time and money at advertising when the basic concepts haven't yet been tested, such as the marketing message. Is it going to get cut through? Are people even going to notice it in the format that you're advertising in, be that radio, print media, internet, and so on? I think it's the biggest reason because it's the easiest thing to do is you just say, well, let's just do something. And probably that's better than doing nothing. But if you're going to pump a lot of money or a lot of time, either or both, a lot of resource into marketing, you really want to test the message to make sure that the highlight, what a lot of people call the unique sales proposition, elevator pitch, the slogan, title, the offer, whatever you want to call it, you want to make sure that thing's going to actually get noticed by people. And secondly, you want to make sure that people are going to be, the right people are going to be motivated to take action, whatever that action is, whether call you, email you, or buy something. So this whole thing of rushing into tactics and activity and throwing resources at it before the strategy has been confirmed as being effective, I would say that would have to be right at the top of the mistakes that businesses make.
Right. Well, what's the answer then? I mean, there's so much more competition these days and always more competition than ever before. How do we cut through the noise and stand out?
I think the basis is to understand how the brain works, or the psychology works, but it's a physical thing in the brain. So there's this thing in the brain at the back of the brain called the reticular activating system, and its job is to filter out irrelevancy and to let through relevancy. And relevancy or irrelevancy is related to unconscious goals. What do I want? What am I looking for? What's the problem? Where's the pain? All of these things. It's not always the removal of pain. Sometimes it's the pursuit of potential. Sometimes it's the pursuit of profit. But the reticular activating system filters stuff out to the point where, let's say you call your kid Sky because you think it's a unique name, and then they grow up, the first day at play school, every second girl seems to be called Sky. And you hadn't noticed that before because it wasn't relevant, but now it's relevant. You're suddenly noticing it. Or you buy a yellow Fiat Bambino and you've never seen one on the road before. At least you haven't noticed one, but you're driving back from the dealership and every 10th car is a yellow Fiat Bambino. So the reticular activating system is going, okay, so this is important to us. The name Sky is important, or the yellow Bambino is important. We're going to let you know every time you notice it. And that's what the reticular, and virtually everyone can relate to that. And it's all to do with our attention. We have a limited attention, and the unconscious has worked out that we need to devote our attention to the things that are important to us. So that's the first thing. If you have a marketing message and it's about how long we've been in business and what our mission is and how we pride ourselves on, no one cares. The reticular activating system goes blah, 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 filter it out. It's looking for the benefit. It's looking for the transformation. So that's the first thing. It's got to get through the reticular activating system. And to do that, we have to articulate what it is we're offering, whether it's download a free thing or buy something, in a way that's different. It has to be both different and it has to be desirable, but otherwise it's not going to get through the RAS, the reticular activating system. Second thing we need to understand is there's this thing called amygdala. And a lot of people know the amygdala as being the flight or fight center. It's the thing when the information gets through the RAS and hits the amygdala, it's the thing that decides, the part of our brain that goes, reptilian response, fight or flight. But there's a third response, and I don't know, can't say this is scientifically proven, but it's certainly observable. So we've got fight, we've got flight, and we've got find. Find out more. This could be interesting. So the job of marketing, first and foremost, is to put offers in front of people that we think are already looking for that offer, versus advertising, which is more broadcasting and hoping that, the shotgun approach hits something. But either way, the job is really to get through the RAS, to hit the amygdala, and to have people going, oh, and you can literally physically, if you're talking, say, on a Zoom call with someone or a meeting, and you say something that you've tested or you're testing, and you get through the RAS and it hits the amygdala and they go, yeah, one more, people will do two things. Physically, they will open their eyes, and that lets more light in. That's metaphorically more information coming in. I'm interested in this. If they're skeptical, they'll close their eyes. If they're interested, they'll open their eyes. And the second thing they do is they lean forward. So you can test marketing messages on Zoom calls. You can test marketing messages in boardrooms. You slip it in and you watch people's reactions. And if you get those two things, eyes are opening, people are moving forward. That's the way you can viscerally, if you like, test the message. And you can do this before you spend a cent. The other thing you can do is you can use the formula, which I suspect we're about to discuss, the 3-part formula to create marketing messages. And you can send out 3 variations based on the formula that we know works. And you can send that to 10 past clients, present clients, prospective future clients. And you can ask them which one of these following 3 statements would most motivate you to want to know more. And if you follow the formula faithfully, then you will split the vote. You polarize. You'll get 6 or 7 out of the 10 coming back picking the same statement. And that's your customer value statement. That's the thing that you can use in advertising, you can use in your marketing.
Can you walk us through that formula, Tom, to create a powerful message?
There's 3 parts to it. So the first part is benefit rich. It's got to be focused on the benefit of the prospect taking a step towards what you want, call to action, responding to the call to action. Again, download this thing, join this meeting, buy this thing, whatever it happens to be. So the first thing is it's got to be something that's benefit rich. It can't be about us initially. Later on, it can be about credibility building. But initially, to get that cut through, it's got to be about what are they looking for? What's the thing that's going to take their pain away or to give them the pleasure or to fulfill the potential, the 3 Ps. In addition to being benefit, you still have to be benefit rich, but you've got to articulate that benefit in a way that's differentiated. And that's the second thing. It's got to be differentiated. You've got to be able to articulate the benefit of working together in such a way that it's not only benefit rich, but it sounds different to what other people are saying, using different words. And if you use the right words, what happens when a prospect reads those words, pictures explode in their brain. You know, if I say to you, New Year's fireworks over Sydney Harbour Opera House, you know, suddenly there's a picture exploding in the brain and you're taken to a different place. You're taken from a place of dry words, which I could have just said an explosion. And you go, okay, I don't know what that is. And I picked this up from Stephen King, who is a book called On Writing, where you use words that start the picture in someone's brain, but you let them complete it. So in this case, you wouldn't describe all the colors of the fireworks and go through them all. You know, you let their brain do that. So you differentiate. And the last thing is specifics. Whenever you include specifics, you increase believability and desirability. So if I could say to you, look, I can show you how to do your marketing. Well, there's not a lot that's differentiated about that. There's no implied benefit in that. But if I said to you, look, I can guarantee you that if you give me 8 weeks at 8 hours a week, I can guarantee you another $20,000 in your bank account to spend on holidays. I say holidays, I'll let your imagination do what that looks like. You'll be able to enjoy a 4-day weekend with your family. If spending 4 days with your family is an enjoyable thought, I don't know. But anyway, so by going from saying, look, let me help with your marketing to another $20,000 in your bank account, cash in your bank account every month, and more holidays and so on, we could polish that a bit, of course. But you see the difference between just saying, hey, I can help you with the marketing versus maybe it's, Chris, at $10,000 per client. Well, what sort of difference would one client a week make to you? So we've got specifics embedded, the one per week, $10,000. So there's lots of different ways you can slice and dice this, but benefit rich, it's got to be articulated in a way that's different to what your competitors are saying, that's saturated the marketplace. And if you put specifics in there, provided you get the balance right, it'll increase believability and desirability.
That was Tom Poland, founder of Leadsology. Business Essentials Daily is a SoundCartel podcast. Producers are Nick Schildberger, Chris Ashmore, Jeff Waters and myself. Technical production by Pete Letts. I'm Nicole Goodman. Thanks for listening. We'll bring you more Be Daily next week. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Mazars. To find out more, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.